Another really cool feature is the ability to pull up a saved waveform that we know is good and use that to compare against a waveform that we are measuring. We can use this as an overlay as we compare the waveforms. So the first thing we're going to do, we are going to open a waveform that we have saved. We will click File, Open, and then we will choose from our waveform pattern the demo waveform that we created. Now we know we're reading our saved waveform because the name of the file is up here at the top of the screen. Now we need to turn this into a reference file. So we're going to go up to where it says Tools and click on Reference Waveforms. Then we're going to duplicate it. And this is going to be the opportunity to name this and give it a specific color. So I'm going to go ahead and change the name to Demo Injector. And I want a color that's going to make it obvious that it's not the color that I'm using. Then I'm going to go ahead and click on Export. This will give me a chance to save it, and again I'm going to name it Demo Injector and click Save. We will now click OK. I'm going to come down and start the record again, and I'm going to change the attributes on this pattern to make sure it looks distorted. So I'm going to turn the number of samples down on the screen until we get a really bad pattern as it jumps around on the screen. So bad it was having a hard time triggering. As soon as it got close to the trigger, I stopped the pattern recording. Now we're going to go ahead and load our reference pattern. To do this, we're going to go up to Tools, click on Reference Waveform, put a check mark into my reference waveform, and click OK. Now you'll see on the screen that we have a green pattern sitting right on top of the blue pattern. Now I can change my 0 point on my blue pattern so that they're not stacked on top of each other, and we can now do a comparison. Now this is set to an offset. If I come down to the lower left-hand corner and I click on the blue, I can reset that back to its 0 position. This also gives me the opportunity, if I want to look closer, to use one of my zoom tools. As I zoom in, we can now see the differences. Down in the lower right-hand corner is this little green rectangle. Now I can click on that and I can actually change the offset of this one by simply moving it up or moving it down or clicking 0. I can change the delay, which is a left and right movement, by clicking the left and right movement arrows. Now you didn't see where it went because it went off the screen. It's set to a -5. However, if I set this to a -1 by simply typing in the 1 there, you'll see that it moved it to the left slightly, and we can do some comparison this way. If changing the delay is too much by using these arrows, we can type in a number if we want to. So in this example, I'm going to type in a -0.120 ms for milliseconds and hit enter. You'll notice that that shifted the green pattern over so that this edge lines up very close to the edge on the blue one, but you can see the straight down line on the reference pattern, and you can see the straight up line or the spike, which is much more representation, and the distortion on the blue one. When it becomes time to remove your reference waveform, you simply go back up to the Tools menu, click on Reference Waveforms, take the check mark out of your library reference waveform, and click OK. If you have a waveform in your library that you no longer wish to use, you can go back to this menu, click on the waveform that you do not want to use, and you can simply click Delete, and that will remove it from your reference library. That has not removed it from your hard drive. You can simply go to Import, choose your reference file again, and click Open, and that will put it back into your library ready to use again.